Alright, time to open up the blinds. Now then, you guys requested it, so I'm gonna talk about it. I told you guys that if you gave polls to certain characters like Green Arrow, the Spectre, and all of them, that I would... Hang on a second. Shazbot! Get in here, cat. Where do you think you're going, huh? Turd. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you guys about the Spectre. Yes, that's right. Now, the Spectre, presumably according to his origins, he was a... The Spectre was basically an angel that he rebelled against God in the Heaven Wars when Lucifer was trying to take over, and halfway through he repented because he realized the error of his ways. And as divine punishment, God sent him out to be among humanity. And as a redeeming factor, he made him basically the embodiment of his anger. However, the Spectre could not exist on our plane, for he has to have a human host in order to be able to live on our mortal plane. So the Spectre has had three so far hosts. The first one being the most famous, which is Jim Corrigan. This is the one that they used in the DC animated short. The second is Hal Jordan, the most famous Green Lantern. Yes, Hal Jordan, when Kyle Rayner became the Green Lantern in the 90s, Hal Jordan had become taken over by Parallax. And he basically just wiped out nearly all of the Green Lantern Corps. And he ended up actually dying. Well, when he became dead, the Spectre took over his body. And it was eventually after Hal Jordan was resurrected that the Spectre moved on to a new host, which was the partner of Renee Montoya, famous Batman side character, who is now currently the second Question. But I'll get into that when I do my lesser known but awesome heroes on the Question. And that's Crispus Allen, who is supposedly, at least last time I checked, the current host of the Spectre. And pretty much the Spectre, a lot of people ask, well, does he possess a living host? No. That's the creepy part. He actually takes the body of someone who's already been dead and he basically possesses them. Now it's like, well, why can't he possess, someone like, the Joker or something? No, he doesn't possess bad guys. He possesses people who were good and pure of heart and who in life when they died it was rather unjust and fair. Almost like he is DC's version of Ghost Rider, if you want to look at it in that sense. He's the spirit of vengeance. And the Spectre actually kills people. That's one thing about the character that not a lot of people like, is the fact that he is a very dark character. He will kill villains in the most heinous and brutal ways. If you don't know what I mean, watch the DC animated short. You'll understand what I mean. And pretty much the Spectre, give or take, he is actually... I'm trying to think of the words to really describe him. But the Spectre is just this enigmatic individual, and one thing that they question, and I'm kind of curious about that, is that if the Spectre is the embodiment of God's anger, if he basically, rights the wrongs of society and kills criminals, why exactly hasn't he gone after the Joker or Lex Luthor or any other villain in the DC universe? The only logical explanation that I have is the fact that, they kind of just cop that out by saying, well, oh, he can't go near Lex Luthor or the Joker or whatever. And the cool part about the Spectre is that in DC Universe Online there's a set of missions where you actually get to fight the Spectre, and you not only fight him, but when you but near the end of that battle, that whole entire mission, when you fight Eclipso, who is the Spectre's main arch nemesis, you are actually taken over and possessed and actually get to quote unquote play as the Spectre for like, a few minutes till that battle ends. And I think that that's really damn cool. That's a really cool thing that they kind of did. I don't really got too much to say because the Spectre is kind of a known character, and also Zipblock Gory did a video on why he likes the character, and he pretty much hit all of the exact points that I was going to make anyway if I did this video. So, take it with a grain of salt. And he's also been featured in Batman Brave and the Bold as well. I don't want to forget about that. And while there's still a few minutes rolling, I'm pretty much done with the Spectre, but I want to real quickly, the Q&A videos will not be put up. The Monster and I had done them. Unfortunately, when I uploaded them, nearly all of them, but like the third video uploaded, and it's just, to say the least, basically the files were, I couldn't be able to re-upload them. Let's just leave it at that. I don't want to get into it because I don't want to get all upset and angry about it. But to recap it really quick, how did the Monster and I come up with Two Nerds, One Comic? Well, we came up with it because it was a joke from Fatal, that guy that I always make fun of so much. He was making a 2 girls, 1 cup joke, and that was that. In terms of what would we be like if we were a hero or a villain, I would be a character with enhanced durability, super strength, and super speed. Monster would be a ninja type character like Deathstroke. Are we going to share any of our writing stuff? More than likely not. We don't, neither one of us feel really comfortable with sharing that stuff. At least not at the moment, until we actually have something of significance, to be able to share with you guys. And oh yeah, and really quickly, Ultimate Spider-Man. I'm looking forward to the ultimate versions of Rhino and Green Goblin. I hope it'll be like Batman the Animated Series, where it's dark but yet lighthearted. Monster thinks the same thing, and he wants to see the ultimate incarnation of the Vulture. And that's pretty much all that I can remember from the Q&A. So, yeah, now you guys are kind of, in a sense, somewhat caught up. And I'm really, really sorry that, it had to happen. I really would have liked to have actually had the Q&A happen, and you guys would be able to read it and everything. But, that's okay. That's alright. Stuff happens, and we can't control it. Pisses me off, but can't control it. And now on to the Spectre's Marvel counterpart, which is one of my absolute favorite characters, Ghost Rider.